Well, hello, IDS 105 students, and welcome to week 3, module 3 here in your IDS 105 class. This week's webinar is going to talk to you a little bit about cultural fluency, as that is the main concept you'll be talking about here in week 3, module 3. Plus, I'm going to go over an overview of your project part 2. So first and foremost, your experience here at Southern New Hampshire University is important to us. It's our policy and practice to create an inclusive and accessible learning environment. If there are aspects of instruction or course design that present barriers to accessibility, please notify the Online Accessibility Center, the OAC, as soon as possible at 866-305-9430. You can also email them at oac@snhu.edu or visit the Online Accessibility Center website. Couple of webinar reminders. This is an academic space. Always be mindful of your conduct. These webinars are not graded or required, but you will learn about how to do assignments from week to week and/or go over the concepts that we are working on in your courses. Y'all, you now have 2 weeks underneath your belt. So this week here in week 3, module 3, just a couple of reminders as always, is make sure that you are reviewing and reading those course announcements in any of your SNHU classes, as your instructors will post helpful information in there regarding due dates, assignments, extra information on concepts. It's just a great place that you want to make sure that you pay attention to and review those course announcements multiple times throughout the week. Don't forget also to check your SNHU email, as that is how the university communicates with you. And then if you're stuck, if you have questions, if life has been lifing and things have come up and you've fallen behind, reach out and connect for your success. You can email, you can call, some faculty even text message. Get with your instructor ASAP. Reach out with those questions. If you're nervous about reaching out to your instructor for some reason, get with your SNHU advisor. Don't hesitate. We want you to be successful. So if you're stuck, you have questions, you're not sure on something, please make sure that you reach out and just connect for your success. So here in week 3, module 3, your assignments for the week are you have another project draft, so that project part 2, centering in on the questions regarding elevating your cultural fluency, and then you have a discussion assignment. So first things first, as a reminder, we've talked about this now the last couple of weeks, is you want to make sure to complete that project draft. Remember, there's a template. So you utilized a template in week 2 to answer the first set of questions you had for your project draft. Now you're going to go back to that same template that you utilized, pop it back open, and answer the questions that are for module 3. Some of you may have gotten creative and maybe put it on separate pieces of paper or changed it up a little bit. No matter how you do it, you just want to make sure you have all pieces and parts of every part of your project submitted when you turn it in, okay? So just a reminder, you can open up that template and type right in there for module 3, and I'll show you where that is too. So the other thing is you want to make sure you have that Microsoft Word or a PDF, something compatible. That is what the template is centered on. It's a Microsoft Word document, and your instructors need to be able to grade it. So those documents are how they can do that. As a reminder, video note submissions are not permitted for project drafts. You do get Office 365 for free as an SNHU student. You can find that underneath the help area, and then click on online student services from your Brightspace classroom and scroll down to Office 365 and other software. Follow the prompts. If you get stuck, reach out to the help desk or your advisor. Make sure you're paying attention to which questions you're answering on that template for the project draft. Your initial discussion post this week, like always, that initial discussion post where you answer the questions and give your point of view and your thoughts is due on Thursday. And then your minimum of 2 peer responses are due by Sunday, along with that project draft due by Sunday, or you can always work earlier in the week as convenient for your schedule. So this week's topic is all about cultural fluency and what does it mean. So I just kind of wanted to give you the very basics of cultural fluency. When someone is said to have cultural fluency, it means that that person can effectively navigate different communication styles across cultures. So the characteristics of someone who is culturally fluent include an understanding of the following. They understand other cultures' customs. They understand a variety of other cultures' beliefs, their values, attitudes, and behaviors. So you're really looking at somebody that understands outside of themselves. And for some of us, we may not have any cultural fluency. Others, we might be well-versed, and some of us might be in between. So what you want to do this week is, as you answer the questions that are outlined for the discussion, you have 2 to answer. 1, what are some ways that your knowledge of cultural fluency can benefit your self-awareness? And 2, in what kinds of situations could you use your knowledge of cultural fluency and self-awareness? And it gives an example about, like, different cultures sometimes have different concepts of time and time management, right? So how could understanding other people's cultures or being aware of other people's cultures help you navigate a situation where like maybe your friend or colleague or instructor view time management differently? That's just an example. And if you're somebody that maybe doesn't have a lot of experience with other cultures, you can share that in the discussion post, but maybe share like why you wish you did or how it might help you. It's really helpful to always use examples as you complete these questions. And if you get stuck or have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to your instructor, okay? So that's a discussion assignment, initial discussion post due Thursday, respond to at least 2 of your classmates by Sunday. Project draft due by Sunday or earlier as works for your schedule. You are using the same scenario. So whatever scenario you picked last week in module 2, remember you could pick a school, personal, workplace, or something you might have created your own. Whatever you did, you want to use that same one to help you answer the questions for this week here in module 3. As a reminder, if you need to go back and kind of look at those scenarios again, when you go into the assignment, you'll see under what to submit the templates there, but you could just use the same document you used last week. Just make sure you have all the pieces and parts of the questions. And then under supporting materials, you'll find that project scenarios document. Click the blue and it'll open up a list and description of all the scenarios in case you need a reminder, okay? The questions you're answering this week, there's only 2. But you'll notice when you open up the template, it says part 2, elevating your cultural fluency, complete this section in module 3. The questions you're answering, number 1, describe how cultural fluency benefits your self-awareness. Question 2, describe how to demonstrate cultural fluency in your chosen scenario. So whatever scenario you picked, you want to use that and any personal or professional experiences you might have to help you answer the questions. Using details is always really helpful too. The other thing that I wanted to make sure of real quick, and I'm actually going to hop out of this because I wanted to show you in the classroom space. I just wanted to show you where to find everything. So remember, we're in that learn.snhu.edu. You want to click on module 3. And as always, make sure you click on that module 3 introduction. Click the blue because there's a lot of content within your module that you want to make sure you review. So review all that information, scroll down, arrow over, because there's always this extra reading content within your module guide, okay? And sometimes students forget that. They miss that. So I wanted to just point out, as you can see, there's a lot of text in here to read too. So always make sure that you scroll through, go through each part of the module so that you don't miss anything. Also, as always, there's always a required resources section that goes over any textbook reading, any videos that might be helpful, or extra reading assignments just to really help drive those concepts home. As a reminder, we have that discussion assignment on cultural fluency. The questions are listed here, and then there's some ideas that might help you get thinking about how to respond to your classmates. And then you have that project part 2 draft, elevating your cultural fluency. Always click on guidelines and rubric. And as a reminder, when you scroll down, there's going to be an overview and directions for the assignment. Here is that what to submit. If you click on project template, it opens up the document that you can type right in. I am going to pull up this one as an example, but mine has highlights. Yours will not. This is just me explaining, like this is how you would make sure it's there. So you probably last week answered all the questions. So you put your scenario here. Let's say that I picked workplace as an example, and then I used that scenario to answer all these questions, part 1 last week, right? Now, this week, we are answering part 2. So you'll notice I highlighted it in a different color just to show you that there's 2 different sections. So you already did part 1. We're just doing part 2 because the other parts you're going to do in future weeks. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that I just showed you that. Also, if you want to remind yourself of how you're going to be graded, what your faculty member is going to be looking for, review the rubric because it literally just shows you like exactly how you can go through each criteria of your project, how you're graded to make sure that you know what you're doing. Okay. Also, if you click on that project scenarios, it pulls up this document, and this is what goes over those school scenarios, personal, workplace. And then if you created your own, last week, your instructor, if they had questions about your scenario or you needed to change anything, if you created your own, they should have already communicated that with you. Otherwise, if they graded it and there was no feedback for changes that you needed to make or any additions, then you're good to go to use that same scenario. So just make sure you check in with your instructor in case you're stuck or you have any questions on that part, okay? The other thing I wanted to remind you of is under the help, click that little down arrow, go to online student services. Just in case you don't have that Microsoft Word or something compatible, you scroll down almost to the end. Oops, I went right by it. Office 365 and other software. This pulls up all the different departments and teams here at the university. You can also get to academic support. Students love to use that written feedback tool. It's right here. You can upload and submit a draft for written feedback, select the areas you want your tutor to focus on, and you have feedback within 12 hours. A lot of students really enjoy using that. So I'm going to just kind of remind you that those are some helpful resources for your success. Because the other thing I wanted to talk to you about today, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Outside of your assignments is that sometimes when we start our academic journey, or maybe you're in the middle of it, you have a couple classes under your belt or whatever it might be, we forget that when we get stuck or we have questions that we have so many resources for our success. So I want to remind you of some situations you could find yourself in and how to push that help button and make it easy for you and your success to help you achieve your goals. So I always like to tell students, because I mean, think about it. Are you somebody that likes to ask for help? I know I'm not. Like my friends and family are always like, oh my gosh, Melanie never asked for help. So bad, because then I think I have to do it all myself. And then when I do ask for help, I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I not do this sooner? So no, you're not alone. It's just part of our human nature, I think. And I know there's a lot of resources here at SNHU, and sometimes we just are overwhelmed by like where to start and what to use. So I always tell students, like, if you're stuck, if you have questions about your classroom, your grade, you're not sure how to do something, reach out to your instructor of that class. Maybe you have questions about your classes, or you have questions about like your schedule, or just like navigating some things, reach out to your SNHU advisor. Maybe you haven't written academically in a long time or ever. Using the academic support team is a great place to start, and our Shapiro library has really great citation guides and just helpful with like writing things too. So those are just some easy ones to kind of get started with. I just wanted to show you that when you reach out and ask those questions, it really just helps you feel confident in submitting your assignments and confident about your journey. But a lot of students are like, well, how do I find all these departments? Well, there's so many ways to access your SNHU resources. You can find them via your My SNHU. You can access them, like I showed you, from the Brightspace at the top. At the top, the library is always right there. The academic support team has its own link. And if you click on that little help arrow and click on online student services, it pulls up everybody. Career services, wellness, SNHU Connect, SNHU Financial Services, they're all there. But, just a reminder too, that your instructors all have an email. Every staff member or faculty member at SNHU always has an email. You could always email people. Check your course announcements. A lot of faculty will share their phone number, or like a Google phone number, or maybe they even text message. So there's a lot of ways to get a hold of different faculty. A lot of different departments hold webinars you can just kind of pop into that's convenient for your schedule. And they're all here just to help you be successful. And I just want to tell you that like you're not alone in situations that you have. Like I always like to tell students, like ask early. If you're somebody that sees an assignment coming down the road, or you're going to be traveling for work, or you have something that's coming up, like don't wait until the day before that assignment's due or the week before that trip or whatever it might be. Like plan ahead. So like if you're wondering about your assignments this week and they're due on, let's say, Sunday, that project draft, and you have questions, like today is Monday, let's reach out to your instructor today. Like ask ahead of time, plan for your success. I always have students that'll sometimes like not turn an assignment in, or they don't do really great on it. And then I'll send them a note and be like, hey, you're missing this. Like, what happened? Or is like everything okay? Or like, hey, your work didn't look as good this week as it did a week prior. And they'll tell me, well, I had a question about this, or I wasn't sure on that. And I'm like, why didn't you ask? Because I could have told you it's this, this, and this. And they're like, oh my gosh, I should have asked. So this is my reminder to you that like your faculty want you to be successful. We want you to do well in our classes. So send that email. If you're nervous to pick up the phone and call them, send an email that's like, hey, professor, hey, I just had a question on this. I want to make sure I'm doing it right. There's been times I've gotten on the phone with a student. I know our faculty do it all the time, or we might even have a little FaceTime or Google Hangout or Teams meeting. Like, hey, let me walk you through this. So when you don't understand or you're stuck on something, like utilize the people that are here to help support your success. And usually advisors and instructors should be at the top of that list, okay? Ask for assistance when there's a situation. I bring this up because we have natural disasters that take out internet, Wi-Fi, electricity. We can't function and do our normal stuff when those kinds of things happen. So I always tell students, like, make sure you've written down somewhere your instructor's phone number, email addresses, your advisor's phone number, your advisor's email address, because if something happens and you can't just pop online, you can physically call or maybe send a text message if there's texting capabilities. Because life does happen. Tablets break, computers go down, we get hospitalized, people get sick, we lose loved ones, we might have schedule changes, like all kinds of stuff can happen. So when something goes wrong, or life is lifing, Allison from Academic Support always says that. She says, when life is lifing, and it's so true. We could have the best laid plans and all of a sudden life just like throws us a curveball or slams us down, or there's a major speed bump. Let people know, because when we know, we can make a plan for your success. Like I had a student impacted by the recent hurricanes. And like for a week or two, there was like nothing being submitted from her. So I was checking on her, and then she's like, oh my gosh, I finally got Wi-Fi. I was impacted by the hurricane. It was kind of unexpected for me because she lives in North Carolina area. And she's like, I just feel so behind. And like, we made a plan to get her back on her feet. So ask when you have those kinds of things and want to know, reach out, because then we can make a plan for your success. And I always love this one too. Ask when you're frustrated. This usually comes from a technology perspective. Like maybe an assignment didn't submit correctly, or you can't get something to upload right, or like you don't see something. It's usually something techie. So when you're frustrated or not sure, reach out, ask for assistance, because we can always make sure that you get the right tools to be successful on your journey. And I always like to remind students that you do not have to do this alone. Okay. Sometimes, I love this quote by Liz Lamore, sometimes asking for help is the bravest move you can make. Like, you do not have to go it alone. Reach out, connect for your success. I love to share this image because it kind of showcases the SNHU resources that we have here at the university, which is like, you have drop-in tutoring, there's written feedback, you have these learning community webinars, there's SNHU career advisors, the IT help desk, we got the library, we have SNHU Connect, which is what houses our clubs, organizations, and our learning community. We have SNHU Wellness. Like, that's all departments, people, things here at the university that can help you be successful to achieve your academic goals. And on the flip side, you all have different and a variety of social supports. This could be spouses or partners. It could be parents. It could be kids. It can be you pushing yourself and motivating yourself. Pets count. Pets are in there. It might be people you work with. It could be extended family. It could be friends. No matter what it is, you have people that are pulling for you and your success. So as you work through week 3 this week, y'all, just remember you have that discussion assignment, initial post due Thursday, minimum of 2 peer or classmate responses by Sunday or earlier as convenient for schedule, and that project part 2 is due by Sunday or earlier. Y'all are going to be great. Have an amazing week 3, and remember, you got this.